This is not just another golf podcast. This is Golf Underground. This is Golf Underground. We just happen to be the third funniest podcast in golf. Anyway, we interview PGA Tour pros, Hall of Fame athletes, rock stars, business leaders. Sure, we talk about golf, but we have fun. All right, let's do it. Welcome to Golf Underground. Now your hosts, Wardo, Sully, and MLB Hall of Famer George Brett.
Hey, welcome to Golf Underground. It's a big week here. We've got the Ryder Cup week, Bethpage Black in Farmingdale, New York. All of the East Coast crazies, every middle-aged man who thinks he's a Beastie Boy will be at that event. Wardo, what do you think? Excited?
I'm excited. I think obviously the Americans are favored on paper, clearly home course advantage. And as you know, the Ryder Cup just gets crazy with the fans and all the gamesmanship. So we're favored on paper, but looking behind the scenes, I think what we're going to find is Europe's a little bit deeper through that 12th player. And so we can talk a little bit more about that, but really excited for some of these key matchups that are going to kind of come at you. One thing to look at for is players that play a similar or the same ball. So that'll be interesting with kind of, Ben Griffin playing Max Fly, for example, and who he gets partnered with. But there's going to be some great matchups, and it'll be interesting to see how both teams come out.
Yeah. Hey, why do they keep going back to Bethpage Black?
I mean, I've never been to Bethpage. I've just heard it's a big out and back golf course. So you've got space. It's in New York. It's big. There's so many things that go in logistically to an event like this. So I think there needs to be a lot of areas where there's a lot of viewing area and places for people to park it, because they're going to be on their feet all day. And as we all know, for those of us that have been to a Ryder Cup, I've actually never been, but looking forward to it.
You're going?
Yeah, I'm going.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going.
You going?
Maybe.
It'll be
I'm on the fence. It depends how the Royals are doing. It's the last weekend of the season.
So who's flying you out there?
TBD. Southwest, maybe?
No,
Not like
I've been to 3 Ryder Cups, and I tell you, you can't see anything.
Really?
Well, there's only 4 matches in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. So everybody crams the first 4 holes, and you're standing on your tippy toes. Your calves have knots in them by the end of the day. And so what you do is you go up to the 6th or 7th hole, and you watch 4 groups go by, and then you go up to the 13th hole. Yeah. You watch 4 groups come by. Now, what they did start doing, and they did it in Valderrama. I was at Valderrama, the country club in Boston. And then the next year was over in England. And so I went to those 3, and they ended up putting big, huge TV screens.
Yeah.
So as you're waiting for the group to get to you, you watch it on TV.
Yeah.
You got your little transistor radio plugged in so you can hear the broadcast, and that's how you watch it.
Yeah.
But they are fun. Oh my God. I had a blast. I've had so much fun going to those things.
Yeah.
But you just don't see a lot of golf.
I know.
But the atmosphere of Bethpage is going to be, it'll be Phoenix Open style.
Yeah.
It's going to be
crazy,
obnoxious.
So George,
both sides, both sides.
You more than most understand the psyche of New York fans.
Yeah,
as a
not the friendliest people in the world.
Not the friendliest people, right?
No.
How would you describe them? And you've never been afraid to be honest.
A bunch of idiots, basically. But you know what? At first, it bothered me when I got to be pretty respected in the game of baseball. I mean, they would just berate me. It just from the time I walked out on the field till the time that last out was made, I was just yelling obscenities at you, throwing stuff at you and stuff. And when I finally figured it out, I looked at them. I was on the on-deck circle one time, and I looked back, and these guys are sitting 20 feet, 15 feet from you, and they're just yelling at every dirty word in the book. And I turned around, and I looked at him, and I go, do I really care what this guy thinks? And then I looked around the whole stadium. I said, do I really care what these people think?
Right.
Now, if it was your peers saying that to you, you would care. But not a bunch of drunken people that are just there. And that's what they're going to be faced with. It's going to be nasty, not only from the Americans, but you would think the Europeans that come over. New York's a pretty easy place to get to.
Yeah.
5 or 6 hour flight.
Yeah. Right.
They're going to fly in. And I tell you what, they better have Donald Trump better bring in the National Guard, because there's going to be some brawls. There's going to be a lot of fights in the stands.
I think
a bunch of drunk Americans and a bunch of drunk Irishmen and Englishmen and whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to be nasty.
Yeah. I wonder what percentage of that crowd will be Euros. Because to your point, it's an easy trip.
It's an easy trip, and people want to go to New York for some reason. And they're going, hey, let's go to New York. We'll stay there. I don't know. How far is it from downtown?
I think it's about 30 to 45 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so, New York will be buzzing. I remember the first one I went to was in Valderrama, and we stayed at a place called Porto Banús, I think, a beautiful little seaport. And it was about a 45-minute drive to get to the golf course. But man, we stayed. I never saw so many massive yachts in all my life.
Oh, yeah.
And they were all there for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
It'll be an exciting 3 days of golf.
Yeah. No doubt.
Either on your couch or if you're there. And Kevin, if you're there, it's going to be really exciting.
Absolutely.
If I'm with you, it'll be really, really exciting.
I know. That'll be front row seat to.
Would you go all whole time?
If Vice Captain Woodland wants to hook it up, I think we're going to go for whatever days we're welcomed.
Nice. Because you're a big event guy, you don't like all the crowds and all that.
Kind of. I'm fine with crowds.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Maybe I don't know you as much as I thought I did.
Well, I mean, there's quite a few people at that old Phoenix Open there, buddy.
That's true. That's good. Where I met you, by the way.
Okay, that's where I met you. Phoenix Open. I go one day a year. One day I can't go. But Gary was in contention the one year. I went probably 2 or 3 days to follow him. But you don't see a lot of golf there either. I bet 80% of the people there that go to the Phoenix Open
don't see a shot.
Never see a shot.
I know.
Their backs are to the action.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I could actually play in that tournament and not be nervous because nobody's watching.
No one cares.
No one's watching.
Here's a secret for Phoenix Open. If you want to watch golf, actually watch golf, go to the front nine because there's less bodies there. And then you can enter in through the Hotel, the Princess on the fourth hole.
My favorite place.
And you can see some golf. Additionally, if you really want to watch golf or you want to see less chaos, you go on the morning of Super Bowl Sunday and you can actually see some stuff and then you roll into the Super Bowl. So forward looking for this 2026 Waste Management Open. But I think that's, if you're looking to actually watch golf and see some golf shots, you can get right up close to a lot of those players.
So we're talking about the Ryder Cup. Did you guys happen to see some of the videos that Keegan Bradley, when he called up people and told them?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think I saw Sam Burns when he called Sam and FaceTimed him and recorded it and said, hey, when I first was named Ryder Cup captain, there's no way I was going to be the captain unless you were on my team. So congratulations. I mean, it was kind of cool.
Really?
It was kind of cool. And I've seen a lot of those videos lately, the knock on the door when NFL players are being told they're going into the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
They knock on the door and the big guy walks in, and he goes, hey, and the guy knows who he is. And all of a sudden tears and he's got a room full of people. I've seen some recently where guys are getting called up from the minor leagues. Well, they'll tape it.
Oh, I did it. Yeah.
You see some of those on
some
YouTube?
of the Royals guys.
They did that. I saw, some of the other guys, they're going, hey, the manager's up there and he's talking to all the players and he says, hey, I can't thank you guys enough for the effort. Season's almost over. We got to keep grinding. With the exception of you, Tommy. You're not going to be here. You're going to the big league.
Yeah.
And everybody goes crazy, tears.
And,
go call your mom, go call your dad. It's really kind of neat. I'm sure you can go on and see he's called other people, but guys that haven't been on them before, the Ryder Cup, I'm sure it's pretty emotional for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, if he calls Morikawa, he's played a bunch of them. Scotty, hey, Scotty, guess what? You're on my Ryder Cup team. No shit.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this, when Woodland got the vice captain pick, I think a lot went into that. And I think some of the players, some of the captains, there was a lot of really great figures in the game of golf, either currently playing or retired or not playing as much that they could have chosen. And so I think this is a big, big, big deal and a big honor for Gary. And I think it's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I've seen him excited a lot and he's had a bit of obviously a really large roller coaster with everything going on with his health, but this is the most excited I've seen him in a while. So it'll be fun to share a little time with him. And then just, obviously if they can win the cup one way or another, I think it's going to be an amazing experience for him.
Doesn't it feel like it means more now than it did a decade ago? Right. When we were sort of known, well, this is back when the Euros had Darren Clark and the guys they were drinking pints together and
Boozman and Darren Clark.
They were all just.
When Darren Clark were always partnered. And it was kind of like Darren Clark had his arm around him. Come on, buddy. We're going to the pub.
Yeah.
Wait, I got a match tomorrow. Screw the match. Right. We're going to the pub, man.
Yeah. Padraig Harrington. Right. Yeah. I mean, those were the guys you want to hang out with. And of course, we were all separate. Everyone's staying in their own hotels and we were like divas. And I think it's so good what Keegan's doing.
players always stayed in the same hotel together, or they didn't?
I think they'll room together and all that, but I think it might just be secluded rooms or whatnot, where I think this is going to be more of a, large scale house / mansion, or, somewhere for these guys all to stay.
We were hanging out in the
hang out.
Well, the wives are staying there with them too?
I don't know.
No, the wives will be the
Someplace
wives.
else?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
So they're going to throw all 10 guys? Is it 10 guys?
12.
12 guys,
Yeah.
all 12 guys in one house. Somebody's donated their mansion somewhere close to the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Thanks for joining the Golf Underground. Now, the Golf Underground is brought to you by Star Companies, KC. Experience a more energy efficient and comfortable home with Star's insulation services. Regal Distributing, specializing in the distribution of food service and professional cleaning supplies to a variety of industries. Cowell Insurance, providing brokerage and risk management services for over 25 years. Sono Orthopedics, care plans backed by research and clinical results tailored perfectly to individual needs. Bob Sight Ford and Bob Sight Independence Kia, where you'll score a double eagle on your next car or truck. Lewisburg Ford, nobody sells more F-150s than Lewisburg Ford. And Celebrity Greens, put a custom PGA caliber putting green in your backyard for the ultimate golf experience. Now, onto the program.
I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea. You think about every year when these NFL teams go to these colleges and have to sit in these shitty dorms. Well, it's done for a reason still, right?
Yeah.
Because you bring them all together and you're there for one reason. We're going to work. And, little things like hanging out in the kitchen while a guy's making eggs or whatever. You're bullshitting with people, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
How do you want somebody's going to be cooking eggs, making toast? Hey, butter my toast. Yeah, I'll get the milk. Do you want coffee? Whatever.
Be a blast.
The Royals, I mean, they're always talking about upgrading the team. We got to upgrade the team. And I'll never forget being in some of those conversations. And it's like, hey, this guy will make us better. But is he good to be around the other 24 guys? No, he's not. He's a bad guy. Then we don't want him. We don't want him.
It's
So
true. Which wasn't that the concern a bit with getting Bryson involved, a few years ago. And of course, his brand has changed totally. He's the coolest. Every 28-year-old guy worships Bryson, but he's still a little squirrely, right? You got to think there's still some, listen, he's a hell of a golfer, but he's a freaking whack job. You got to think there's a little bit of that,
Well, he's become a social media freak,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Yes.
Well, and I think some of this is finding the
house
best
stuff. And, but he watches.
It's
people
awesome.
Watch that stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what? When people watch that, they become fans of you. They start following you.
Yeah, he's done a great job with it.
I think some of this for Keegan will be finding that right mix for a player like Bryson. And do you send him out there with like a Sam Burns or a Ben Griffin, 2 bombers? So I think that obviously golf ball comes into play, but I've just got a feeling we're going to see Russell Henley and JT possibly, if not Cameron Young. And then obviously I think Scotty and Russell could also make a great team. But I think the Euros through and through are a little bit deeper. You got so many guys coming that are in great form, all the way from Ludwig. Robert McIntyre's had a hell of a 2-year stretch. Victor, especially when it comes to a Ryder Cup format. So Rory just coming off the Irish Open. So you don't really have any weaknesses in this team. John Rahm's John Rahm at the end of the day. So I think that they're going to have some great matchups. And then obviously they've had the best, most fun chemistry over the years. So I think, that's just going to be tough to overcome with some of that great play.
Yeah.
And
Has Justin Rose ever missed a putt in the Ryder Cup? Has he ever missed one?
No.
He's great. He's
one other thing to consider, everyone kind of thinks my first head was Bethpage, Americans favored. We got some bombers on the American team. But, you start going down this list of guys, maybe 5-10 years ago, some of the Euros, they didn't quite have the speed, but, Ludwig's a 185 ball speed, mid 180s. Hovland could absolutely pump it out there. Rosie, for where he's at in his career, he's still moving it. Rami clearly bombs it. So I don't think the length in the big golf course will be as much of an advantage as it, may have been in the past. But that's kind of what I'm seeing.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking down here. We are known on this show as the champion creator. And how great is it seeing Harris English?
Yeah.
Remember we had Harris English after he won
Before he won, wasn't it?
It was right after.
No, it was the week after he won
won.
up in Connecticut. He's such a quiet, humble, And remember we said, we got to work on your brand a little bit. You're not edgy. He's like, oh, I know. He's like, I think you put a guy like that with DeChambeau. right? Because DeChambeau's going to have all the crowds. Everyone's going to be pumping up, and you just watch Harris English just putts down that and just do his thing. I think, a little fire and ice there, I think would be awesome.
Well, the one thing, since it's on American soil, they get to set the course up, right? Because I did see something one time when I think they were playing in Paris. And they knew the USA team hit it farther, but they were wider. So what they do, they brought the fairways in and let the rough grow. And the Europeans were straighter and shorter, And then they set the tees up. They knew how far the Americans hit it, and they put the tees where all the bunkers came and played.
Brilliant.
So and their strategy, there was a huge strategy behind how they set the course up. And now course will be set up for the Americans.
Yeah.
Maybe the fairways will be a little longer. The rough where they land the ball might not be as high,
Right.
Who knows,
Right.
So
Don't they do that a bit in baseball too?
I'll tell you a funny story. Back in the 70s and the 80s at Old Tiger Stadium, they had a third baseman that didn't have a lot of range. Alan Trammell didn't have a lot of range. Lou Whitaker didn't have a lot of range. Their first baseman didn't have a lot of range. But they all could hit. They're all really good players, So what'd they do? They grew the grass high.
Yep.
They grew the grass high.
I remember.
Grass high.
Yep.
Sure enough, Alan Trammell, Balzo would be getting high and then slow. He'd back in and throw you up. But yeah, they can do that.
Yeah.
A team that bunts a lot, they'll tilt the foul line a little bit so the ball won't run foul.
Really?
Yeah, they do that. They used to do
I
that.
never
in the
thought
day.
of that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So,
Well, we've got 28 total matches. We got foursomes and 4-balls Friday and Saturday, and then singles on Sunday. What excites you more, Wardo? Do you like seeing the team bonding, or holy shit, here we are on Sunday. We got the head-to-head.
I kind of like the team bonding earlier in the week and just kind of seeing how the matches are and who's playing with who and what that looks like. Obviously, the one-on-one match play, you can't beat that. But I love early in the Ryder Cup, just looking at the foursomes and whatnot and really seeing kind of what the dynamic looks like and kind of who's feeding off who.
well, with Gary being the vice captain or one of the captains, you'll get to know why people are paired with each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, we're going to put JJ Spawn with Bryson. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll tell you why. And it'll
Yeah.
be interesting to figure out, okay, that's why they do that,
Right. Which is why we should have had Woody on, this very show.
yeah, I don't think he wants to give away too many secrets. I'm guessing that's why they told him minimal,
We could have
no
called
media.
Tommy Watson. He was a captain one time and just said, Tommy, how do you figure out what to do?
Yeah.
What was your strategy?
Yeah.
So I
Although it
think,
didn't go over too well for that one.
so obviously in the
Didn't they blame a lot on him?
Yes, they did. He and Mickelson had some battles.
Yeah.
That one didn't end well for many.
I think in the alt shot, obviously golf ball is going to be one of the main drivers, and then how guys mesh well together. I do think there's a little more individuality on the U.S. team where one guy may say, "Hey, I'll play with anyone," when really he's wants to play with Justin or whomever. Where I do think on the European side, it's those guys they'll go to battle with any one of
Anybody.
those.
Yeah. It doesn't matter, coach.
They'll go.
Yeah. So why are we like that?
I mean, I think we're trying to overcome that. I know Keegan's had his hands full. I'm sure Gary's had his hands full on all the logistics and, bringing this team together. And
Is he giving you any inside scoop? Not necessarily on pairings, but just what it's like to be in that role. Because when he won the U.S. Open a few years ago, in some way he started being looked at as Captain America, right? He had his Folds of Honor bag.
Oh, yeah.
He'd wear red, white, and blue. And, he was a perfect winner of the U.S. Open, which certainly I think helps. And of course, he's one of the most liked guys on tour. But he's been a little quiet. He used to come on our show every now and then. But this has to just be blowing him away, like to feel appreciated, to your point.
right.
And just to be in this mix. He's a sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's an athlete. He's a golfer, but
Yeah.
at his core, he's an athlete. He's a basketball player. So I bet he's in heaven.
I think that's why, right? So he's overcome a lot. So the mental toughness, the ability to help motivate these guys. And then, he's an athlete through and through. And so I think there's many of your reasons why he's in that vice captain seat. So I'm excited. I think it's going to come down to the wire. I think those singles late are going to be fantastic. So it'll just be interesting to see who comes out on top. But I really don't see a blowout in this thing. U.S. has got their hands full. Let's put it that way.
Okay, Kevin, you keep bringing up the ball. I mean, there's 12 players. How many different balls are being
Probably 6.
6 different balls are being played? Titleist, TaylorMade.
Max
You said-
Fly.
I didn't know Max Fly made balls anymore.
Well, they do.
Did
You
you?
find him in the woods every Tuesday
Do you?
after charity events.
Who plays Kierland?
no one. But and then they'll
Okay,
play
so-
different versions of that Titleist ball, right? Or the one guy might be playing the left
Does
dash.
does it make that much difference?
It makes a pretty big difference when
Does
you're
it
that
really?
good. especially around the greens.
Who plays the max fly?
Ben Griffin.
Ben Griffin. So if you put Ben Griffin with Scotty plays what?
Scotty plays the Titleist.
Okay, so
Probably one.
what's the difference in?
I mean, for whatever reason, some of it's obviously the contracts, but spin, launch, feel around the
So
greens,
one guy
feel
needs a more of a launched ball.
Yeah.
And if you put that ball with a guy that uses a Titleist, it's going to launch way too high or what?
If Scotty were to play Ben Griffin's ball, he may spin it too much, or they're just all very, very, very particular of, their equipment, and they get their creatures of habit. And so once they go on a heater, so it'll be interesting to see that one for sure, because that's just different. And who knows, maybe he's testing golf ball. I guarantee you he's testing golf balls right now. What's the next best? Because
for his game,
it might be tough to get one of these other guys to
for his game.
The next best for his game.
Yeah. Okay.
So speaking of Ben,
Cowell Insurance Services is your leading program administrator for workers' compensation. They're dedicated to meeting the unique challenges of the insurance industry and assisting employers in reducing their costs. CIS has provided insurance claim and loss control services to various industries, including trucking, construction, retail convenience stores, and healthcare, as well as public entities for over 30 years. They work with both retail agents and industry clients, or a combination of the two. If you're tired of fighting the rising costs of premiums and claims, give Cowell Insurance Services a call. Their dedicated staff is ready to find you the best insurance option at the most competitive price. They can help to define or enhance your safety program in order to move you in the right direction in reducing your claim and premium costs. Contact Cowell Insurance Services today, 816-214-4070.
What's up, Underground? Sully here with a message from our friends over at Bob's Site. Now, buying a new vehicle can be a bit like buying a new set of clubs, which means when you want to drive the ball straight, you seek advice from experts, golf pros like our boy Wardo. And when it comes to buying your next car or truck, you also need expert advice so that you drive away in style. Well, you now have options with the Site family's expanded dealership, now including Honda and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Lawrence, Kansas. And they're there to guide you to the perfect vehicle. With a commitment to exceptional service and a real passion for helping each customer, they're like the trusted golf pros of the auto world. And they're ready to analyze your needs and match you with your ideal ride. So step into bobsite.com or visit their Lawrence locations. Experience the difference of a team that's dedicated to helping you navigate your options, ensuring you drive off with confidence and satisfaction. Hey, Brian Sullivan of Golf Underground with my favorite orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Kevin Whitty from Sano Orthopedics. Hey, Doc, golf season's over. My back is killing me. I know it's football season, so you get a lot of kids coming in, blown ACLs, all sorts of body parts with problems. And then, of course, those baseball players. I know you fix a lot of elbows. Why is Sano Orthopedics the absolute best sports medicine orthopedic group in Kansas City?
Well, if you want to see the guys in town who've had the best orthopedic fellowship training in sports medicine, including training with Dr. James Andrews and Dr. Larry Lemack, come see us. We individualize patients' plans to get them back to that activity and that sport that they love. And we actually care and listen to our patients and follow up with them, make sure that they're getting the results they need.
Okay, and so the three things that separate you: number one, best training; number two, you specialize in getting people on that field; number three, you're actually listen. Where can I learn more? Because you got me all in, and I don't really want to get fixed, but it's time.
At SanoOrthopedics.com, 816-525-2840.
Hi, this is George Brett, Hall of Fame baseball player, and I've been playing golf for over 35 years. Hitting the ball far was never my problem, but the closer I got to the greens, that's when my problems began. When I wanted a golf practice area in my backyard, I called Celebrity Greens. They are the industry leader in custom-built synthetic golf greens. These championship caliber, low-maintenance greens roll great, react like real bent grass, and hold chip shots that check and spin. I absolutely love mine, not only in Kansas City, but also in Arizona. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Practice like the pros, or people like me that want to be pros, right in your own backyard.
Hey, Brian Sullivan, Golf Underground, with a little tip for you. If you're looking to buy a new Ford, you have to check out my buddy, Jason Gudenkoff at Lewisburg Ford. They've been saving Midwest Ford buyers thousands of bucks for over 40 years because they do business the right way. They sell everything, check this out, for $50 over invoice. That's simple and cheap. And they win a lot of awards. In fact, they won Ford's President's Award 17 times. That's the top Ford award. And they only give it to dealers with superior customer satisfaction in sales and service. So they know how to take care of customers better than anybody. Now, what these guys know how to do also, keep this in mind, sell trucks. Lewisburg Ford has sold more F-150s than any other Ford dealership in Greater Kansas City. That's 2 years running. And last year, they were the #1 F-150 sales leader in the entire state of Kansas. So, no hassle. $50 over invoice pricing, unparalleled customer satisfaction, and a huge selection. That's a perfect recipe for selling trucks. So, check out all their inventory and prices online at lewisburgford.com or give them a call at 816-444-2300.
New golf clubs, a big screen TV to watch the U.S. Open, or maybe even a new golf cart that I've got my eye on.
No matter how you choose to spend the savings, if you're looking to put a dent in your monthly heating and cooling bills, the answer may be right over your head. If your attic isn't insulated properly, you're missing out on a prime opportunity to cut costs. Call the certified energy experts at Star Companies, Inc., 816-353-2160 for a free estimate to learn how they can help you save money. 816-353-2160 or visit starcompanieskc.com.
Griffin, he was stirring the pot a little bit. I think he mildly called out a few European stars, but he almost didn't make the team, right? Then he played in the BMW and had a horrible start, and he blamed it on creatine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
George, you're in good shape. You got to be on the creatine.
Yeah, I am.
He took
I
too
tried
much
to get you on the
creatine.
testosterone. Your cardiologist said you can't do it.
You can't do that.
Remember?
Are you still doing it?
You know, I took some time off. I just got back on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I figured if I can't see out of one eye, I might as well look good.
Might as well
Tell
get
people
jacked.
what happened. A dog bit your eye.
Big dog, our dear friend David Putz. In fact, this is funny. We had little John Daly, had the Arkansas golf team staying for a week at my buddy Dave Putz's house. And we had a few cocktails. Dare I say that little John Daly, he likes those cocktails.
Like father, like son?
Like father, like son. And it was his birthday that night at midnight. So we had to make it to midnight. And it was about 11:45, and I went up to little Wrigley, and I started petting the dog, and he just took a big chunk out of my cornea. So now I have 6 stitches in the eye. Yeah.
And you might not ever see out of your left eye
See
again.
how that left eye again. Now
So you're driving down the road like this.
like this. Yeah. I'm gonna need you to drive me. Anyway, so
Your eye, my nose.
we haven't even brought up your nose.
I know it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Say what happened.
What happened?
My wife hit me in the nose again.
What'd you do?
Well, she told me to take out the trash. I said, you cook it. You cooked it. You take it out.
Amazing.
No, I had skin cancer. I got 10 stitches in my nose right now. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
How long are you on? I'm guessing you're playing golf tomorrow, so you're not on the shelf very long.
No, I played this weekend once.
Maybe that's why you didn't roll it as well. You got the nose.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I got the Band-Aids and I don't know what, but I am the worst putter right now. Officially the worst putter.
You're going to get it.
I know. I was in there putting and I was making everything, but
You're going to get it.
Well, good. Hey, final thing before we wrap up. So you're doing a cool thing out at Loch Lloyd, my club these days. Tell the folks a little bit about what you're doing out there.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking to the Illigs and Loch Lloyd for, I don't know, more than 5 years, less than 10, about just doing some sort of partnership, green grass. So formed a partnership. So we come out, give lessons to both our clients and our students, as well as some of their members. And what this is geared to do is make everyone busier and get more business within their staff and their club pros who are great. They've been great to work with. And then how do we work together? And so we're going to do short game schools to clinics. We did a big fitting event out there recently. And so just trying to add value in things. It's the best thing for our clients to give a moment to give them access to that. So from bunker to short game to pitching to on course to there's
reading
just
greens.
to reading greens.
Yeah.
There's just so many options, and they've just been great to work with and welcomed us with an open door and said, you know, mi casa is tu casa. And it's been pretty nice in that regard.
You know, when I come in here, and I don't take a lot of lessons from you guys, but I come in watching stuff. I'm one of those guys that's kind of a feel. I was like this when I played baseball. I was a feel. I knew what a good swing felt like.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to look up and see, you know, in, out. I just wanted to see ball flight. And I think that's going to be good for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Go out there and just see it. You hit it and it goes and you go, yeah, what was that like, you know?
So
Without trying to, because when I come in here, all I try to do is see how far I can hit everything.
And you
I want to hit my 7-iron 175 yards. The last time I was in here hitting driver, she's going, come on, hit 300. I would roll it up to like 290. Come on, harder. Come on, hit her harder. And the next thing you know, it would just, you're swinging out of your shoes.
George, you're playing from the forward tees now.
Here's
You really need three.
No, I still go back.
Here's the other thing that's
Scrambles.
Yeah.
You take full advantage during those scrambles.
Here's the other thing that's really cool outside is we still will bring Foresight or the TrackMan out there. So like, let's say I'm working with you in here and I can videos every swing you make. Then I can look at it or choose to show you the line. So it's really easy. But then, if you're videoing on your phone, you got to like walk over, you're looking in the sun. But what we'll do is use TrackMan. So George is like, well, hey, why did that curve so much? So I don't show him anything.
Right.
And so the lesson still has the feedback, but it's a little less video, at least at this stage in the game, and a little bit more, hey, George, that hooked because your path was, sorry, so swinging a little bit more over the second baseman or whatnot.
Right.
And so it's pretty cool to really see numbers. And then he's obsessing over carry less because it's not this big screen in front of him.
Right.
So again, I think they're both incredibly effective. It's different if somebody needs a little bit more shot making or lies or scenarios or green reading. Obviously more of the outdoor setting or versus the studio. But, if it's an X's and O's, it's pretty darn effective inside.
Listen, the average guy would rather be outside watching their ball go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And we can't always do this. It's why we golf.
Here's-
We like it
here's-
out.
And we haven't experienced it in a lot, so we forget about it. But here in this market, in the next month, we're going to see a
Right.
weather change.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you're handcuffed on what you can and can't do, and you're going to get shorter days. So like when it comes to helping, a high school kid and he needs in for an emergency and to get out of school at 3 and then it gets dark at 5:30 or 6, like there's small windows in which you can help people. And
Right.
so we can't control the weather and,
Hey, what's your take on an AI technology in golf now? So it's an app where it'll look at this. You can't really see it. Yeah, that's me. You don't really want to look at the swing, George. It'll give you like the setup, then it'll take you to the next spot, right? Tell you you're either coming inside, I'm bending my elbow too much, blah, blah. But this thing's like a little too deep, knees too. What's your take on this type of stuff?
I haven't gone deep. I went to this meeting in December for some top instructor meeting, and they were talking how AI is going to replace the golf instructor. And look, I think there's the human camaraderie piece of that and how to prioritize, because you just saw like 9 different things that happened wrong with your swing. So how do you choose what's first place to start?
The AI will analyze and tell you the first things you should.
Well, let me ask you a question. So the AI is going to.
However, your back knee is too locked. Try to maintain some flex in the knee for greater balance and power. This avoids swing faults and improve your overall performance.
So I'll take the next one.
There you go. You got a new coach.
No, it's not going to replace you. It's sort of like a sales.
But
it's not going to be replaced.
is it going to
But there's
make
tools
everybody?
to help.
Yeah.
Is it going to tell everybody to have the exact same swing?
No.
Huh?
Well, I'm sure there's kind of like you. There's standards of things you're supposed to do. Like I know I should probably keep this arm straight instead of doing this.
Yeah.
I know this shouldn't be chicken winging.
That's whenever I hit a bad shot, my elbow goes just like this
Right.
instead of that.
So
Every time.
the way I would see it is you live it every day. But if I was going to a guy like Kevin and he said, Sully, this is what I found, I think AI becomes a great backup tool to validate the things he's telling me to do. Right. Anyway, I use it. AI is just crazy to me. How much I use it in coaching because I coach salespeople.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing we're in the first inning of AI and AI within golf swings. So I think there's a lot of information out there, but I could still see somebody, a lot of people go on YouTube and then they get confused.
Oh, kills me.
So then I don't know if there's going to be enough clarity for somebody to go onto the AI deal. I'll have to look into it more. I hope it does. I think it'll actually help grow the game even more.
Yeah. And I think it helps coaches like you because to me, it's all about feedback.
So today is the 8th.
You can't tell me because we're telling.
I don't know what today is. I don't know what today is. The Ryder Cup, the weekend, it's the 28th, 9th,
Yep.
30th or something. Those are 3 days.
Yep.
So the players are playing this week. They're going to play next week. And then they're all going to get in there. They'll get into New York on Monday, probably.
Yep. Actually, probably Saturday, Sunday.
Saturday, Sunday. And then they'll start attacking the course, doing practice rounds and all that stuff. And they'll be, okay, you guys go play today. See how that goes. Maybe the next day, you guys go play. Donald Trump again. It's unbelievable.
Hey, I thought when Rush Limbaugh called you, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now you've got the White House dialing you. Well, 10 of 12 players are going to play in that Pro Core championship that Mario was talking about in Napa. which is awesome. They're going to come in hot, ready to go. So
That'll be the best showing of tour players in the history of that event.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Because that's usually a week off. Nobody goes there and plays.
Right.
I would put that one first on my list every year.
Yeah.
If I played on tour.
That and Tahoe.
I'd go to Napa.
Yes. Because you like a good wine.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to have a glass of red wine.
No, you're
it's not.
No, you're
As Pat Brooks got me into 2 years ago in Paris, some rosé now.
Oh,
for lunch.
you
Yeah,
Aperol
rosé.
Spritz? Little Aperol Spritz?
Straight
you know?
rosé. Rosé all day.
It's good during the day, isn't it?
It's
The
great.
pool. It's a good pool drink.
The great pool drink.
Right. All right. Well, boys, great seeing you. Would you please send me some pictures from your Ryder Cup while you're out having
We'll
fun?
do.
And George, I hope is our Royals. Come on, baby.
Yeah. We need to get hot.
Need to get pulled through.
We need to get hot again.
I mean, they're working there. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Ryder Cup 2025, Golf Underground.